Okay, so here are some activities that we're going to do together just to practice a little bit. For this one here, you should have your paper and pencil or pen ready just to kind of do your own practice as I go through this with you. This one here, the activity that I've chosen only has tener que and IK, so I'm going to change it up a little bit so that we can practice that deber as well. So for number one, the embassy is a long way from here. It is necessary to take a taxi. La embajada está lejos. Now, it is necessary to take a taxi. That tells me that I really don't know who it is that's taking the taxi, but it's just in general, one must take that taxi. So for number one, write down the phrase that you think belongs in the blank, and a clue here, que tomar. If there's a K following it, that means it's probably not going to be deber. But if it's just in general, hay que tomar un taxi. Did you write hay que? Número dos, I don't have a car, I have to take a taxi. No tengo carro. I have to take a taxi. If we know specifically who it is that has to take it, and if it has to be done, that would be a yo tengo que tomar un taxi. Número tres, to live, it is necessary to eat. Para vivir, blank que comer. Does it say who has to eat? No. So write down the phrase for number three that you think we would use in order to say it is necessary to eat. If you wrote down hay que comer, you are correct. We don't know specifically who has to eat, so it's just in general, one must eat in order to live. Hay que comer. For number four, Juan hasn't eaten anything for 2 days. Instead of saying that Juan has to eat something, let's say that Juan must eat something. So Juan no ha comido nada por 2 días. What phrase would I put in there in order to say that Juan must eat something? To say that Juan must eat, Juan debe, we would get rid of that que. We can't do that right now, though, since this is already there. So Juan debe comer algo. Juan must eat something. Número cinco. The verbs are important. It is necessary to memorize them. Los verbos son importantes. Who is it that must memorize the verbs? It is necessary to memorize the verbs. We don't know. It's just in general. So for number five, write down the phrase that you think belongs in the blank. If you wrote hay que aprenderlos, you are correct. We don't know. It's just in general. It's necessary to do that. So hay que. Número seis. There is a test on Monday. The students have to memorize the verbs. Hay un examen el lunes. Los alumnos tienen que aprender de memoria los verbos. Write down the phrase that you think belongs in the blank. If we know that the students specifically have to memorize or have to memorize the verbs, then I'm going to have to use tienen que aprender de memoria los verbos. The students have to make sure that tener agrees with los alumnos. Número siete, to get a good grade, one must study. Para sacar una buena nota, blank que estudiar. For number seven, write the phrase that you believe belongs in the blank. This is in general, one must. We didn't say exactly who has to study, so that will be an hay que estudiar. Número ocho, Maria has a test on Monday. She has to study. Let's change this one up and say that she must study. So Maria tiene un examen el lunes. Write the phrase that belongs in the blank to say that she must study. If you put ella debe estudiar, you are correct. Remember, we need to get rid of that que when we use deber because that would not belong together. but we've changed it to she must. So hopefully this helps a little bit. You will be doing a few more activities practicing hay que, tener que in just a little bit. So look at the next section after this video for those practice activities. Adios.